What a sentence to lead up with. Let's talk about Melon Heads. Three, two, one.
Oddities. Stay strange.
Welcome back to Oddities.
I'm Cassie.
I'm Kelly.
And welcome back to Strange Town. Take it away. You were on a roll. Go, girl.
All of our shit is linked down below. Our wonderful website with literally everything you can ask for. Our links to our shop, our media. You can write in to our wonderful little box that sends us your stories or your requests, everything. And we have a goal this year to hit 6 listeners episodes, and we need you, our wonderful listeners, to achieve that amazing goal. So please send us your spooky, amazing stories. We love you for them.
Yes, please.
That was adorable.
Thank you. Yes, please.
Our merch, there's always sales. Buy our stuff. I happen to think it's amazing. I am biased. I designed some of it.
That's true, and you did a damn good job.
What else? I'm happy you're here today.
Oh. Wait, me or the listeners?
But all of you.
Oh, we're happy to be here too. I'm speaking on behalf of the Odd Fam.
And Happy New Year, because this is the first episode of 2025. Thank you
Hizzy happy.
for being here for all the years.
We made it.
How? Who knows?
I feel like that one thing that's going around on TikTok. Is it from Sesame Street? What the hell is that guy from with the hair?
I think it is Sesame Street.
Is that Sesame Street?
Oh, excuse
That's what
me.
I feel. That's what I feel like on a regular. Oh, good. My Audacity's possessed again. It's doing the thing
I love
Where
that for us.
where my audio keeps dropping. So we're gonna do our best. We're coming in
That's
hot,
all.
2025.
That's all we can ask for, is our best.
It do be.
What happens, it is.
It is. So, how's my borscht?
Your borscht is good. I
What
got
did you
really
save?
great news last week. I did share this on the Patreon with you.
Oh, okay.
So you
All
do
right.
know. My oldest, and I've shared this before, yeah, he has had heart surgery. And with
Yes.
that comes appointments on top of appointments on top of appointments. And
Out the wazoo.
his cardiologist is so thrilled with him and has graduated him from annual appointments to every other year appointments.
That's so exciting. So, can he be graduated further to like every 5 years or something?
I don't know, because we've always been told for the rest of his life he will be seeing a cardiologist annually.
Surprise, bitch.
And this
This
came out
is
of nowhere.
great.
So, I'm just gonna take the wins as they come.
We'll take it.
It was
Definitely.
it was just extremely exciting news to hear. So we love it. He's happy, I'm happy, we're thrilled. We love it. Cuz those appointments are anxiety inducing.
I don't blame you.
So, we're thrilled. Everything's good. Everything's going in the right direction.
Congratulations. Yay.
Yeah, so we're thrilled about that. And other news on that end, I finally saw Beetlejuice.
You loved it.
I loved it. But I personally loved how they dragged the actor of Charles Dietz the entire movie.
The entire movie.
Yeah, do you know why he wasn't in it?
No.
He has, serious allegations against him.
Oh, okay. Well then,
So that is why he was not in the film.
I do love that then.
So the way they dragged him, I was dead the entire movie, dying every time he was brought up. The way they did that,
I
chef's
love that.
kiss, fantastic, 10 out of 10.
I have to make a weird confession.
What?
So along with my strange crushes, including of course our Lord and Savior Jack Black and Woody Harrelson, I have to add to it Michael Keaton as
Saw that
Beetlejuice.
coming. As Beetlejuice.
As
Ooh,
Beetlejuice.
plot
I
twist.
don't know what that says about me. I don't want to get into it. I don't want to examine it, but I felt the need to share it.
It's okay. This is a safe place.
Yeah, because I can't stand him when he's not Beetlejuice. It's just, I think
You know what?
Beetlejuice
I
has a
only
certain
like
je ne
him
sais
as
quoi.
Beetlejuice. I don't really like him in anything else.
Yeah, exactly. So
I,
maybe
I
you have it
literally just
too.
had this conversation with a friend that I don't think he's really good in anything else other than Beetlejuice.
No, so like maybe it's just maybe it's not him. Maybe it is Beetlejuice's essence.
You know, here's a random fun fact for you. In the first Beetlejuice, do you know he only had 17 minutes of screen time?
Really?
Yeah.
You know what? I believe that though, now that I think about it. But like he stole the show.
Isn't that crazy?
That is, I mean, along with our Lord and Savior Winona Ryder, she was golden
Yes.
too, of course.
Golden Child.
Of course.
But
I I love it.
yeah,
Anyway, now that's been aired and I feel so much better.
I'm feel so relieved you trusted me with that.
I mean, who else
Other
but
than your
you,
borsty.
other than my Borsty? So, listen, now that I've heard what you've said, maybe you feel similarly. I don't know. You go ahead and you think on that for a little bit.
I will. I will. But
Yeah,
again, I really only like him in Beetlejuice. So
I
like
know.
there is
So,
that, so I do understand it too.
right? You
Yeah.
get it. Yeah,
Yeah. So
fantastic. I'm
but
glad you love
I
that.
really did like the second film. I think they did a phenomenal job. Um just 10 out of 10 out of the park.
I love that for you.
Yeah.
Here's so, kids, we are recording a double back to back so we can have ourselves a small break over the
Just a
holidays.
wee small baby break.
Here's what everybody should be proud of me about is this time, this double recording, I did save something that I can share. Tell me the kids don't listen to this.
The kids don't listen to this.
So, so Kelly and I have conspired, and I am now in her phone as Santa Claus. So I
Hold
have,
on. If your children listen to this, don't let them listen to this part.
you make it stop, shut it off, shut us off right now. We warned you. So, and I just have to, the power trip this has given me. Okay.
It's oh,
The
I love
small
this.
one was a naughty boy. He colored on the couch pillows with a highlighter.
He
Kelly
did.
informed me of this over Facebook Messenger. Santa Claus jumped into action. I wrote a small novel. I would take it you read it to him. I don't know, or did he read
Yes.
it? Okay. You let him know what the deal was. By the time Kelly was done reading this shit, we got apologies and he sprung into action to clean the pillow the pillows.
Yep.
Did he
Yes.
cry?
No. He
Okay.
took
I
it
mean,
so, and I was actually worried that it was gonna spark tears, and that I didn't want that.
I was
But
a little
also at the
worried
same
too.
time, I was like, well,
Like we're gonna test this shit.
we're gonna find out.
And then all was well. And I sprinkled in some like little details, like something that he asked Santa for this year, and that maybe he will receive it now that he has done this good deed. He's back on the good list. Don't get on the naughty list again before Christmas hits, that type of shit. I have been walking around like a god today. I am untouchable.
I had, I saw this video on TikTok about
Yes,
changing your bestie's name in your phone to the claws.
the claws, the man in red.
And I sent it to Cassie, and she's like, I'm in. And here's the thing, they've actually been very good this season. And it like it wasn't until yesterday that I needed her assistance.
And it felt so good. It felt good. You know what? And yesterday, I shared this in our last recording. Yesterday was a really rough day, and so this is what brought me back to
It was a
earth.
boost.
It was a boost. And so I'm actually like, this isn't good because I don't want this for you, but I do want it for me. Like I want them to slip up again. I need the tall one to slip up so I can bring the heat.
I'll let you know.
Please do.
I'm not gonna lie, but it did. Getting a message for the short one struck fear in the tall one.
Oh, perfect. Oh, we love a ripple effect.
Yep.
Fantastic. Oh, good. Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, I'm for sale. If any of you want me to do the same service for you throughout the year, please let us know and I'll be happy to do so. And then you'll have my phone number, so won't that be weird? But it is what it is.
Here we are.
Here we are. If you abuse that, I'll block you. And that's really what I've saved for this time around. I got to be honest, but it was just it felt so right.
It was so fun, and it just again so shocking how quickly
It's
he
like a
turned
switch was
around.
flipped. I loved it. Absolutely loved it. All right. We're not quite at our 13, but I think we should get the party started. What do you think?
I agree.
Mine's unique. It's not super long, but I did start last time. What's yours looking like?
Mine is an urban legend.
Oh,
A
stunning.
spookily
Well,
bookily urban legend.
since I went first, you wanna do this?
I am talking about the Melon Heads of Michigan.
I'm so excited.
They are said to reside around Felt Mansion,
Of
uh,
course.
although they have also been reportedly seen around the southern forested areas of Ottawa County. According to one story, they were originally children with hydrocephalus who
Oh no.
lived at the Junction Insane Asylum near Felt Mansion. But the story explains that after enduring physical and emotional abuse, they became feral and were released into the forests.
Same.
The Allegan County Historical Society asserts that the asylum never existed, although
So they say.
it was at one point a prison.
Uh-huh.
Um, However, the story has been part of the local folklore for several decades. Laketown Township manager Al Meshkin told the Holland Centennial that he had heard the tales as a teenager, noting that his friends referred to the beings as wobbleheads. Rude.
Okay.
Some versions of the legend say that the children once lived in the mansion itself, but later retreated to a system of caverns or caves in a nearby hill left from the abandoned zoo. Some versions of the legend say that the children devised a plan to escape and kill the doctor that abused them. Fair.
Okay.
It is said that the
Understandable.
children had no place to hide the body, so they cut it up into small pieces, which they hid around the mansion.
They are resourceful.
Very. Rumors exist that teenagers who had broken into the mansion saw ghosts of the children and claimed to see shadows of the doctor murdered through the light coming in through the open door. The legend has spread throughout the region, even becoming a subject of a 2011 film simply titled The Melon Heads,
Oh my God. I
which is
feel like I need
based
to
around
watch
the
it.
West Michigan legend. I'm putting that on my list.
It's gotta be. It
Yeah.
has to be.
There is also a legend in Ohio. The Melonhead stories of Ohio are primarily associated with the Cleveland suburb of Kirtland and Lake County. According to the local lore, the Melonheads were originally orphans under watch of a mysterious figure known as Dr. Crow. Um, Crow is said to have performed unusual experiments on the children who have developed large hairless heads and malformed bodies. Some accounts claim that the children were already suffering from hydrocephalus, that Crow injected them with even more fluid into their brains. Eventually, the legend continues that the children killed Crow, burned the orphanage, and retreated into the surrounding forest, supposedly to feed on babies. The legend
Oh.
holds that the Melonheads may be sighted along Windsor Road in Kirtland and adjacent to Chardon Township and Gouge County. The Melonhead legend has been popularized on the internet, particularly on websites such as Creepy Cleveland and Dead Ohio, where users offer their own versions of the story. Um, In
I
2018, a horror anthology movie, The Field Guide to Evil, featuring 8 stories from cultures around the world contributed from the USA, did a rendition of Melon Heads where the man's son is taken into the woods and turned into a melon head.
oh
In
God.
the 2024 release, Melon Heads House of Crow is based on this legend in Ohio.
I hope that it's not true because I don't, you know, I don't want the kids.
I agree.
Yeah.
And then there's another one in Connecticut. Several
Oh,
variations of the Melon Head legend can be found throughout southwest Connecticut, especially in southern Lynchfield County, central eastern Fairfield County, and western New Haven County, Connecticut. In Fairfield County and Lynchfield County, many tales can be found in the communities such as Newtown, Milford, Tumble, Shelton, Stratford, Monroe, and Easton. There are several primary Connecticut variations. According to one variation and myth of the Fairfield County was that it was a location of a asylum for the criminally insane that burned down in the fall of 1960, resulting in the death of all the staff and most of the patients, with 10 to 20 inmates unaccounted for. Supposedly having survived and escaped into the woods, the legend states that the Melon Heads escaped and went into the woods.
oh my God. This is like Bigfoot, but the melon heads that they're
Yeah.
like spread around a little bit.
The legend states that the Melon Heads' appearance and the result of them having, wait for it, hydrocephalus. Some retellings of the versions substitute the asylum or a prison with the places of businesses or campgrounds, the inmates and patients of the employees or staff, goers. Individuals' variations will modify what town and these individuals were going originally and where they end up. According to the second variation, the Melon Heads are descendants of a colonial era family from Shelton Tumble who were banished after accusations of witchcraft
Oh, there you go.
were made against them, causing them to retreat into the woods.
There you have it.
As with the first versions of these legends, the variation attributes to the appearance of the Melonheads inbreeding. Melonheads allegedly prey upon humans who wander into their territory. Like the first version, individual retellings will modify what town the family was originally from and where they end up. So, there's a lot of similarities here. One being the woods, two being hydrocephalus.
There you have it.
In case our our listeners don't know, hydrocephalus is a condition in which the accumulation of cerebral spinal fluid occurs within the brain. It is typically causes increased pressure inside the skull. Older people may have headaches, double vision, poor balance, and personality changes. And it can appear to have a larger head and skull and fluid buildup. This very much is an urban legend. I hope that there weren't awful experiments happening to children.
Yeah, I hope it isn't rooted in any kind of truth.
I hope that there is no truth to that. I do think that there was probably an odd sighting of children and rumors flew.
I think that's probably right.
That's where I stand on this urban legend.
Yeah.
I don't really think there's any truth to any of this. Eating babies, murdering,
No.
nothing like that. And that's where I kind of stand on that. I do think it was there is cases of hydrocephalus, obviously. And that's about it. It is cool. I think it's rude that they're being called melon heads.
Yes.
And there you have it. That's the urban legend of the melon heads, unfortunately.
That was a good one, Bestie. Where'd you find this one?
I was just searching one day and found it.
I love that.
I was like kind of intrigued. And I what I liked about it was that there was different locations. It wasn't just one region.
Right. Urban legends are a good time. I
Yeah.
mean, they're sad like this a lot of time, but I think I love urban
I love
legends.
falling down the deep
Yeah,
holes.
definitely. Couldn't be on a more different path as per usual.
Love that for us.
My topic was brought to us by a listener. They never specified their name though, and I don't want to I don't want to save what their like tag comes in as when they email us just because I don't want to share that if they're not comfortable with it. So
Hmm.
you know who you are, and thanks for listening and recommending this. It's about the Chronovisor, which
Okay.
I had no idea what this is. So you know how I feel about the Vatican.
Yes.
Our listeners know how I feel about the Vatican. If not, you can go back to one of the very early, and I think in fact the first Boozy episode, and you can hear all about the Vatican. But from the unsolved disappearance of Emanuela Orlandi in 1983 to a covert collection of documents known as the Apostolic Archive, the Vatican's history is full of secrets, to say the least. And of all of the Vatican's purported secrets, none might be stranger than the legend of the Chronovisor. So, the Chronovisor is said to be a device that gives the user the ability to see through time.
Okay.
Very casual, all of it. Though the existence of the Chronovisor has never been proven, there was a 2002 book written by Vatican priest Father Francois Brune that says otherwise. So, according to Brune, the Chronovisor was developed by Father Pellegrino Ernetti, a Benedictine monk. Ernetti supposedly kept this device a secret until the early 1960s, and then he confided, apparently, in Brune and told him that 12 scientists, including famed physicist Enrico Fermi and former Nazi scientist Werner von Braun, helped him to build the chronovisor. He shared that this thing was made of cathode rays, antenna, the metals that received sound and light signals on all wavelengths, and the chronovisor purportedly allowed the team of scientists to document events of the past, including the crucifixion of sweet baby Jesus himself. I know.
Interesting.
The machine, therefore, could validate the teachings of the Bible, in theory, simply by providing a first-hand look into the past. So the de facto resource on the chronovisor is, of course, Brune's 2002 book. If you're wondering what it's called, it's Le Nouveau Mystère du Vatican. It is French. In it,
Mm.
he explains how he met Father Ernetti on a boat ride across Venice's Grand Canal in the early 60s. Like Brune, Ernetti was well versed in the history of ancient languages, which made for like natural conversation between them. They were like just two dudes hanging out on the canal, talking in ancient languages, like you do. And soon, Ernetti directed their chat toward science. Now, Brune had been expounding on the many ways in which the Christian Bible could be interpreted when Ernetti suggested that he had access to the true truth due to this time traveling device. Ernetti claims that he and a group of renowned scientists, like I said, came together in this mutual quest to uncover the past. Um, like I said, one of the scientists was Fermi, who won the Nobel Prize in Physics in 1938. Another was the ex Nazi von Braun, whose work at NASA got America to the moon.
Ah.
So that's just a little factoid there. Anywho, according to Ernetti, the device had several antennae, doesn't matter. Three of them were made of mysterious metals that picked up sound and light waves across their entire respective spectrums. There was a direction finder on the device, which allegedly was tuned into the specific era that one wanted to view, while a screen displayed it and a recording device captured the footage. And the chronovisor was thus more of a window into the past than like a time machine. So Ernetti said it worked like a television. It could catch echoes from days long gone that had been, quote, floating in space, and he claimed to have seen some astonishing shit. He recounted how he witnessed Marcus Tullius Cicero's speech to the Roman Senate in 63 BC. Quote, his gestures, his intonation, how powerful they were, what flights of oratory. And Ernetti made additional, increasingly bolder claims, like having observed the crucifixion of Jesus. From the founding of the Roman Empire to the destruction of Sodom and Gomorrah, Ernetti alleged that he and his team had taken a peek into some of the most important events in the Bible. So then, May 2nd, 1972, an Italian publication called Domenica del Corriere published his claim, and it was titled, quote, "A machine that photographs the past has finally been invented." And the article covered Ernetti's shocking statements for basically all of Italy to read. And alongside the admittedly dubious claims, the magazine publishes an alleged photograph from the Chronovisor that Ernetti claimed to capture the Romans crucifying Jesus Christ. And the 1972 article also said that Ernetti had witnessed the Last Supper thanks to this thing and kept a photograph of the biblical event for himself as a souvenir. So Ernetti maintained until his death in 1994, so like 34 years after sharing this with Brune, that the machine had been hidden away by the Vatican in order to safeguard it from falling into the wrong hands. Interestingly, the Vatican decreed in 1988 that, quote, "anyone using an instrument of such characteristics would be excommunicated." Shortly before he dies, Ernetti writes an open letter adamantly reiterating that the device was real, and he claimed that, quote, "Pope Pius XII forbade us to disclose any details about this device because the machine was very dangerous. It can restrain the freedom of man." And as intriguing as the Chronovisor may sound, many of Ernetti's claims about it have since been debunked. Skeptics have maintained that his supposed photograph of Jesus was merely a cheap reproduction of a statue that was housed in an Umbrian church. Across my research, I found this photograph. That's exactly what it looks like. It looks like a crappy statue. Another magazine argued that the photo was merely a reversed image of Jesus from a postcard made in the Italian town of Collovalenza. In 1996, Paracelsus magazine issued further critiques of Ernetti's claims. The piece questioned why Ernetti hadn't published detailed instructions on how to build the device in order to legitimize his claims. Further, the article revealed how the Chronovisor's design bore a stark resemblance to a similar device in a 1947 sci-fi novella. Some say that Father Pellegrino Ernetti confessed to having fabricated the whole story before his death in 1994, but this remains hotly contested. With von Braun, Fermi, Ernetti, and Brune now dead, only the mystery remains. And in that sense, the Chronovisor has stood the test of time as a Vatican mystery for the ages. Of course, the concept of traveling through time is considered to be a highly, fascinating subject for most people. The possibility of moving back and forth in times gives rise to a host of possibilities that cannot be comprehended by, the human mind. However, the mystery is likely to get further magnified if someone claims to witness a major historical event by going back in time with the help of a time travel machine. This is exactly, what the deal was with all of this. So, I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of there's a lot of shady shit in the history of the Vatican. I don't know. I don't know that I believe that there's this device that a priest worked on with a couple of scientists. I also feel like if that did happen and it was something where the church could go ahead and legitimize a lot of the stuff from the Bible
Legitimize
and all that,
so much.
I'm pretty sure, given the supreme business that the Vatican is, that they would totally use that to their advantage and just be like, now see? So, I think if it was real, they would have used that shit to, way elevate their status.
Used to their advantage in so many different ways.
Et cetera, et cetera.
The list goes on.
Knowing the Vatican and the way those people operate over there, I don't think that this thing is real.
I agree.
Yeah, and so that's where I landed.
Way too good to be true.
It was way too good to be true. That said, do I think that the Vatican's been up to shady shit through all of time? Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
Isn't the Pope getting ready to open some portals?
You know what? And at this point, let him. Let's just do it.
I saw that and I was like, all right, cool.
So just drop the locations. I'll be the first one to walk through it. Let's do it.
Yeah.
But yeah, regardless, thank you to the person who sent this in. This was a fun one. This is just a fun little piece of history that I had absolutely no knowledge of. Do I want to read Brune's book? Yes, if I can
Yeah,
find an English version of it, absolutely.
I'd be all over that.
Totally. Um, what do I think is the explanation for him writing that book and everything?
Fame,
Uh,
money.
yeah, fame, capitalizing on it. He knows that people are interested in that type of topic. You're combining two really cool conspiracy things right there, time travel and the Vatican.
Yep.
So I guess time viewing, I should say, because they're not really going anywhere. But yeah, so I loved it. It was so much fun. I don't believe in it for a second.
You did an excellent job on this.
Thank you.
Bravo, as per usual.
Thank you. You too, bested. This was a fun episode. What a fun start to 2025.
Excellent. I can't believe we're in 2025 now.
I know. We just time traveled
Yes, we did.
because it's December 20th when we're recording this. Spooky.
Spooky.
So, anyway, everybody, welcome to 2025. Thank you for listening. And until next time.
Stay strange.